Okay, so we'll see that the configuration here for pDRS is fairly straightforward. We're going to go into VROPS first, and from VROPS we need to navigate over to our vCenter adapter, which we get to from the Solutions pane. And from within the VMware vSphere adapter, we're going to do Configure, and then drop down to Advanced. And from within Advanced Settings, it's just a simple selection of setting provide data to vSphere Predictive DRS as true. So we find that setting at the bottom of the list, change it to true, click on Save Settings, and we're going to see a couple indicators here. This is just accepting the certificate from vCenter, and then we get a warning here about performance. And this is saying that if you have over 4,000 VMs in a cluster, that we won't guarantee performance on that. So we click that, close, and that's all we have to do from the VROP side of things. So we'll jump back over to the vCenter, and here we'll go in and make one change from the vCenter DRS side. So we edit our DRS settings, we go to our automation, and we're going to go into the Predictive DRS and simply enable Predictive DRS. And essentially what we've done here is we've told VROPS to send data to vCenter, and we've told vCenter to use that data as part of its decision-making process for the DRS actions. Okay, so let's take a look at Predictive DRS in action. First, let's just look at our DRS. Now, what I've got here in my environment are 3 hosts, 1, 2, and 3. And I have 4 VMs running in this cluster on these 3 hosts. So I've got LAMP 3 and VROPS on host 1. I've got LAMP 1 and LAMP 2 on host 2. And currently there are no VMs running on host 3. If we take a look at LAMP 1, I want to show the current utilization. Now, DRS is turned off right now. So that's why we're running imbalanced. I actually have 100% utilization of the CPU on LAMP 1. Ideally, we would be splitting LAMP 1 and 2 across hosts 2 and 3 right now. And you can see LAMP 2 and LAMP 3 all running very low percentage on CPU. And VROP should be fairly low as well. We'll take a look here. And it's not stressing the host that it's on. So it's really just LAMP 1 right now that's causing resource constraints within this cluster. And what we'd like to do is see that moved so that we can balance out our demand. From the cluster, what we'll do is we'll go to edit our DRS settings, and I'll enable DRS now. And by doing that, we'll keep it at full automation. We should see DRS make that or take that action in rebalancing LAMP 1 and LAMP 2 across 2 different hosts. So let's see what we can come up with here. Okay, so we're fully automated. I'll go off and kick off a DRS manually or tell it to run now instead of waiting for the next 5-minute interval. And we'll take a look at running tasks. This can take a couple of clicks to get this to go. Give it one more try now. And DRS has picked that up. So now DRS is vMotioning that machine. It looks like it decided to take LAMP 2 and put it on host 3. And if we look at host 2 and host 3, we can see that that balance has occurred. So that's what DRS is expected to do. Now that's during high utilization. And you can see now that the utilization has come back down. So that's good timing. The utilization wanted to run a little bit longer there. But now we've come back down, and we're at a point where I could vMotion these back to be on the same host again, and because there's no resource contention, they should stay on that single host until the next time there's constraint. So let's take a look at resetting our cluster a bit here. I'm going to take LAMP 2 and I'm going to migrate that back to host 2 off of host 3. So now we'll have lamp 1 and lamp 2 running on the same host. And because the utilization is low, or there are no constraints on capacity, those two should reside without any movements or actions taken by DRS. It'll take a couple minutes on my lab setup here. And now we have lamp 1 and lamp 2 back on host 2, and host 3 has been evacuated. There are no VMs running on host 3 as it was in the beginning. However, now that the lamp 1 machine has settled down, we can run DRS, and it's not going to vMotion that machine. There's no need for it right now. DRS doesn't perceive any benefit from doing a vMotion, so those two will remain. And the next step will be to go in and enable predictive DRS, and we shown that earlier. We enable that from both VROPS and from within vCenter. It's still enabled in VROPS, it's just disabled in our vCenter right now. So what we'll do is we'll enable predictive DRS, and I'll show you some data in VROPS in just a second here. We'll go over there and take a look at the trend that we're looking at for lamp 1. And then we'll come back, enable pDRS, and we should see vMotion kick off based on that data. So lamp 1 still running with low utilization. Still sitting on host 2. And we still have DRS on. All right, so let's look at VROPS. And in VROPS, we can see the CPU profile here over a period of time for lamp 1. It's a spiky machine. It goes up on CPU demand for about an hour and a half, every hour and a half. So that's the pattern I put on it. And then you can see at nighttime, it settles down to 0. And then in the morning, it'll kick back up. And now it's back to one of its low states. So this is the data that we're sending over to vCenter. And we'll go in now and enable pDRS so that it can make decisions based on that pattern. So again, it's just a quick edit of the automation, enable predictive DRS. Okay. And now that we've enabled predictive DRS data, we should see that vMotion recommendation come into play. So let's take a look. It'll fire off manually again, as we did before. We'll take a look at the operations, and yes, you can see now that vCenter has decided to move that VM or rebalance that cluster, more specifically or accurately, based on the predictive data of the load that's upcoming. And that's it. That's the demo of predictive DRS, of how to enable it, and then seeing it in action. Thanks.